Hi, my name is Victor Bart and this is my Unimog 404 without a diesel engine because on my trip to the North Cape my just replaced gearbox broke again. And probably the bearings are out, maybe because it was an older gearbox or the oil was not up to standard, so I'm gonna fix it again. So here we have my OM 670-912 without a turbo, and I think for a camper without a turbo is fine because less heat, less stress on your gearbox, and I drive easily 80 kilometers an hour up to 100. But I will make a video one day about why I think the turbo is not necessary. So here the cabin is off, and this time I even kept the windscreen on. So I just took out the bare minimum, and my steering wheel is with the power steering that you can't take it loose, so I don't have the big steering arm here sticking out. I already disconnected the front shocks because I need to pull the axle forward to make room to remove the gearbox, but that will be not done today. And I already removed the PTO, the handbrake 4-wheel drive handle and the PTO handle, because the PTO is just a little handle that goes into here, and in the gearbox the arms for the PTO are in all gearboxes. And here you can see that this part is already loose, and if I pull the front axle forward I will get room to remove the bolts. So how do I gonna fix my Unimog, because it's now shifting really badly. And here we have the first gearbox that was cracked at the bottom, and here we have a new gearbox. And it is a gearbox that came out of a crate, and we were thinking it was brand new, but it is a refurbished gearbox, and the gearbox is from '62. It's refurbished in '97. They really took a good job in protecting this, putting extra bolts in here that this plate stays in place and the seals don't break. They put tape over the holes here. They even included extra set of new gearbox bolts. The arm is included. This is protected. This is greased up. Still a refurbished box, but they really did like the good job, probably with a checklist of things that they needed to do. And they had really big bags of moisture control things that take out the moisture, and it was sealed. I gonna build in this gearbox, and in a moment I will remove this plate so we can take a look inside, and probably that is also some stuff on all the gears to protect it, and this plate needs to be removed for the PTO handle. This needs to be cleaned up, it needs to be decreased. Here the paint is a little bit chipping, so I'm gonna fix that and then build this gearbox in. And here we have 20 liters of gearbox oil, and this is Castrol oil 70W85 GL4 with the right specifications for the gearbox, and that's really important. In the description I will put links to some spec lists and which oil this is. Please check that out, because it's really important that you have the right oil, which I learned on the way to the North Cape. Yeah, that cost me my holiday and my gearbox. And there's a website, if you Google it, the Unimog 404 oil, they just say 90W oil, and nothing about that it needs to be GL4 and the MB235.1 or 0.4 spec. So that information on that website is not complete. So be careful with that. So check out the links in the description with the right information about the right oil that you need to run. Let's open this gearbox and check how it's inside. And here you can see it has brand new bearings. It's clean. It's all working. So I'm probably only gonna remove this plate to install the PTO, but the top plate I will just stay in place if everything is just working right. So let's open the gearbox. And I'm a little bit lazy because I use my air gun. But it's really important that the bolts are the correct length in here, and in the manual of the Unimog there is stated how long the bolts need to be. This looks absolutely shiny and new inside. And there's a little bit of oil in the bottom, and also on the gears there's still some oil. And there is no conservation spray all over the box. So I can just fill it up with oil and start driving without any issues that I need to flush the gearbox to get all the conservation stuff. So yeah, this looks really good inside. Also no rust, just as everything should be. This is the only cover that I'm gonna remove and not gonna install back, because I will install the PTO unit here. So what you need to do is remove this big like 2mm seal, and you need to see if you can get this metal spacer and then use liquid sealant to install this. Let me see, yeah, like this. So this is also the spacer plate for the PTO, otherwise it's too far away and it doesn't work with this seal. And I didn't know that before, so we made our own paper seal, but that's not good. This PTO unit will be repainted and just making nice again, that it just fits the rest of the gearbox. But here there's some oil and grease, so I'm gonna remove this flange and change out the seals inside. I also bought them. So then my PTO unit is as good as new, because the inside is just in a really good shape and the bearings are fine, so no need to rebuild the inside, just the seals. I'm really curious why they packed it this like with so much tape and plastic and even a label. Achtung! Bei Anbau des Handbremseboxen nur Schrauben M18x18 Versorgnummer verwenden, da sonst Getriebe blockiert. I have really no clue. I will use Google Translate to see what's going on. Here's also a label, but with some wire. Not sure why, but I will just reinstall it as it was on the other gearbox. And this arm is for the four-wheel drive. And the dipstick also looks nice. And the stupid thing about the dipstick is here on top there's not even a seal. So if you go to deep water or you bounce too much with your Unimog, it can lift up and take water in. So yeah, you need to be careful with that, or put a rubber band that you just put it on place. And this bolt, that is the air breather of the gearbox, so that needs to be, like the holes needs to be not blocked. So here on the front there's a thick layer of grease, because this is probably blank steel, so maybe I'm gonna paint it a little bit or grease it up when I bolt it together. And here around the axle there's also paper and plastic to protect it. And there's a lot of grease here on this axle also to prevent it from rusting. And the spines here are, yeah, just in absolutely great shape, because they really restored this gearbox. More tape. Let's remove it. I need to clean a lot of stickiness on this gearbox. Oh, this is really Really crap tape after 25 years. Oh no, my fingers are now sticky. The tape also protects the hole here because the shifting arm goes into here. And here on top we have a bonus. These are the original bolts to mount the gearbox. So brand new ones, brand new rings. So yeah, I'm probably gonna use the brand new ones, because why not? Oh, and these are 12.9s, so, and with fine thread. So if you need to replace them, get 12.9s. So here we have the shifting arm. Also this piece is really nice and shiny, and there's a rubber O-ring here, and that goes into here, and there's a bolt on top of here behind this cover. Yeah, it's still there, and that goes through here to hold it in place. So you can easily take this arm off, and what I did with my Unimog, because my cabin is lifted, so this is lower in the cabin, and then my hand came on the inner engine cover, so I made a bend here, so I bent it a little bit up. So I'm gonna use my gear stick, but I will double check this O-ring so it doesn't leak any oil. Because on the current gearbox that's in, with the top plate of the correct gearbox, I had a leak here on the reverse handle on the output seal here on the side. So the seals in the gear sticks are really important to prevent leaking, because the oil comes up in the top of the gearbox. And it is just an oil bed, and it's just splashing around, and still it goes on top of the box. So the PTO unit is now in the vise, and the seals that are behind of here, that are these ones, need to be changed. So I'm gonna do that now. And these were the papers that were together with the gearbox, and it says 18 months guarantee of the stockage, 6 months de functionnement, and it is done by SPRL Henry Sonnet in Saint-Rémy, and that's in Belgium. And here some numbers, and 5 February 97. And here we have the warranty card. So yeah, I've warranty till 18 months, so till 98. It's really easy to take apart, but there's also a paper seal here, and that fell apart, and I need to clean these parts here. Luckily I have the full seal kit for the gearbox, and probably this one and this one is for the seals, because there's one here and here on the other side. So I'm gonna clean up everything from the PTO, and then paint it and put new seals in it and stuff like that. So then this unit is up to standard for the refurbished gearbox, because the gears of the PTO are all good and the bearings are all solid, so no work needed on that. I removed a little bit too much paint, so I'm probably gonna just completely overhaul the PTO unit, put some new bearings in it, fresh paint, just get it up to standard with the new gearbox.
It comes down to all or nothing. This time it's for real, we can't pretend. You know.
My Unimog is sand color and black, and this is army green. That doesn't match. So I already painting a lot of parts that go on the gearbox black. So now I'm gonna do the top plate and just see how it goes. And maybe in the end I completely paint the gearbox. But not today, or not in this video.
There's no going back and I'm not in a chaser. Where you go, I follow when I...
This looks much better. And this is the PTO handle, and I think this is the same handle as the reverse handle. So if you can't find this, probably a reverse handle will fit, but I'm not sure about it, so you should double check it, but probably it's the same. And there's here a cover that we need to remove. Okay, the handle is installed and it's working. And if you have the cover off, you see the arm shifting around in the gearbox. So the gear to engage the PTO is already installed and the arm. Let's install the gear stick. And there's a bolt here under this rubber cover. And this is a 17. And this is my own custom gear stick with a bend in it, so your hand will not be on the inner motor cover. I checked on my gear stick and the rubber O-ring was missing, so let's replace that. Don't forget the rubber cover. And now with a gear stick, so we can try to shift. Okay, first gear is working. And first gear reverse. Second gear. Third gear. Fourth gear. And I'm now feeling that it's getting heavier to turn around. Fifth gear. And the sixth gear. And the four-wheel drive also works. Nice. So the gear levers under this plate are all in a good spot, so no need to take off this cover. So time to refurbish the PTO. I got 2 new bearings for it, so I can just reassemble it. And here's a big gear that's now loose. And this is the main axle that goes in. So yeah, let's start a time lapse and put it back together. And it's pretty simple to put it back together. So no need for a special guide, because it's just basic mechanics that you need to do.
It comes down to all or nothing. This time is for real, we can't pretend. You know, they're closing in, and I don't wanna miss a shot. Adrenaline, so give it everything that you got. Don't stop. In your eyes,
The PTO unit is now rebuilt with new bearings and new seals and new paint. So it's now time to install it. We're gonna use the special metal spacer plate seal and with a silicone gasket maker on both sides of here. But what's really important is the length of all the bolts are different. And here in my workshop manual, they are all listed for the PTO installation. So you need to get that information, otherwise if you make this bolt too long, you stick it into this gear and then your gearbox doesn't work.
it is blurry, the trees flashing by my side. My side, we're far ahead. The horizon never seems so close. The sky is red. We're not out of the woods yet, you know. Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting.
So the next item to install is the handle with the four-wheel drive and diff locks and the handbrake. I also painted it black and it's held in place with 4 M10 bolts. All 5 levers are installed, the 4-wheel drive with diff lock, the handbrake, the gear shifter, the PTO and the reverse handle. So that's all working now. Also the PTO unit is now installed and overhauled, so that's also now up to standards of the gearbox. And I kinda like the black and army green theme here, so I probably just leave it like this because it's painted pretty well. Yeah, I need to do a little bit of patching up on this side, but this side is perfectly fine. But one side that I still want to paint is this front plate because it's now blank steel with a lot of grease on it. So I'm probably just gonna clean it up, mask it up and make this black. And these pins I took off from a scrap gearbox. So also those pins are installed. Optically I have a little bit of work to do on this gearbox, maybe 1 hour work. And after that I probably gonna pull out the other gearbox because I need to have the bell house and I also want to paint it black. And then I need to install it here and then the whole package is ready to rebuild my Unimog again. So yeah, I was really lucky to find this gearbox. In about 1 month there will be the Dutch Unimog Treffen, so the meetup of the Dutch Unimog club. So I probably gonna go there, so then my Unimog needs to work. And I still enjoy a lot of working on the Unimog. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of work and it's a little bit unnecessary and it killed my trip to the North Cape, but still I enjoy it. So, and a week after the Unimog show in Bad Kissinger in Germany, there's the Allrod Overland show. I will try to go there with my Unimog. So a little goal instead of the North Cape, but still some driving. Maybe I can just take off from the Unimog event, drive a week through Germany and then to that event. And have some holiday and some exploring. And while traveling around I can get more experience with the AO lithium batteries and the Kiltwick toilet, because I promised both companies to do a review after the North Cape trip. So I still need to just test it out, how it works in a real situation and then make the review. So yeah, not the North Cape, but probably just touring through Germany, but I still can make the review. And both products, the AO lithium batteries and the Kiltwick toilets, are really performing well right now. So yeah, check them out. And if you would like to support me with rebuilding the Unimog, you can check out my Ko-fi page or make a PayPal donation. And thanks for watching.